It's time now for the Pair Channel 6 o'clock news and it's Thursday evening, October 22nd, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. I hear 6 o'clock news and I'm here on a top 3 at 6 o'clock. And this Thursday evening here is 6 hours after it began. A House Committee questioning of Hillary Rodham Clinton has produced a few new details about the 2012 attacks on American installations in Benghazi, Libya, and so far, no clear victory for Republicans seeking to track Clinton. About 70 hostages facing an imminent mass execution were rescued and an American service member was killed in an operation against an ISIS-controlled prison in northern Iraq, the Pentagon said on Thursday. President Obama exercised his veto power Thursday for just the 5th time in his presidency, rejecting the defense authorization bill because of the way it would sidestep budget limitation for the military and because it would restrict the transfer. With Congress considering a legislation that would be its first major criminal justice reform measures in a decade, President Obama launched what will be a multi-state speaking tour in the support of the broad criminal justice reform Thursday. A masked man armed with a sword posed with students at a school in Sweden before suddenly starting a stabbing attack that killed a teacher and a student Thursday morning, police and witnesses said. Casey Hickok said doctors at a border nurse home New Jersey forced in quarantine after she treated Ebola patients in West Africa, sues Governor Chris Christie in New Jersey. Ljubljana, as Slovenia is buckling under an overwhelming stream of refugees, the country was promised help by a visiting European Migration Commissioner as well as several countries, including the former staff. Berlin, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry on Thursday voiced cautious hope that there might be a way to defense and defuse Israeli Palestinian violence that has killed nearly 60 people this month. South Koreans were reunited with their North Korean relatives during a 3-day event in North Korea this week. President Obama met Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on Thursday to express concerns about Pakistan's expanded nuclear. Road rage escalated to a deadly violence where murderers fired in another vehicle on a New Mexican state, killing a 4-year-old girl, according to newly released court documents and police records. 10 victims of former subway pitchman Jared Fogle have received a total of $1 million in restitution since he agreed to plead guilty to child pornography and sex crime charges, and as for other victims could receive their checks by this time. New study finds that with more permissive state laws, marijuana use is up and so is addiction in a drug. Praise has become the next House Speaker. Republican Representative Paul Ryan finds himself in a position he once seemed eager to avoid, leading to an unforgiving GOP majority that is not completely sure if went once in. San Francisco Alphabet Incorporated, known until recently as Google Incorporated, introduced its first share buyback after beating Wall Street's profit forecast on Thursday, sending its stock to its highest ever level in an after-hours trading. The real estate market in the U.S., including the Denver metro area, continues to heat up. The S&P 500 closed at its highest in 2 months on Thursday as stronger than expected earnings from several top companies, including McDonald's, relieved investors' concerns about the profit outlook. The UAW will negotiate its next contract with General Motors as the announcement was made on the heels of 40,000 members ratifying a new agreement with Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. Alright, look at that. The closing stock market report here. The Dow up 320.55 points at 17,049.16. S&P 533.57 points up to close at 2052.51, and Nasdaq 4,920.05 close up 79.93 points. Bacteria can change history. In the 14th century, a microbe called Yersinia pestis caused an epidemic plague known as Black Death that killed off a third of more than the population of Europe. No offense to tenors, but outside of opera, male voices seldom if ever considered seductive, as scientific research shown that women find deep male voices attractive, and the same is true in another species like owl monkeys. Astronomers have made a first direct discovery of a planet being ripped apart by the tremendous forces unleashed by a dying star, a possible glimpse at how the Earth will end its days. Researchers at the University of Utah want to understand how the unique composition of the human hand makes for a more efficient punch. The number of people sick by a Shigella outbreak at a San Jose Mexican seafood joint grew to 110 Thursday as new cases began cropping up in the 3 neighboring Bay Area counties, health officials revealed. Researchers are attempting to develop a swab test based on the mnemonic signature of a slight odor expressed by a patient with Parkinson's disease. U.S. health regulators on Thursday issued a warning on the potential risk of serious liver injury for certain patients using AbbVie's hepatitis C treatments, Vierapac and Tecnavir. Our coordinator doctors said that they do not strongly endorse the vaccine, and only 2/3 only recommended that adolescents they think they are at risk for the STI. A spokesman for the former Newpage Mill and Rutherford, Maine said 57,000 gallons of contaminated hot water were discharged in the Androscoggin River. And that's update about 16,000 gallons of accidentally released. And in River, Massachusetts, a moment after the Woodford Ave and Benton Street as units were out with a 3-car moving after with injuries. Peter Channel News Time, 6:05, 10 after. Sports report here. The Boston Celtics will square off against the New York Knicks in preseason game at the TD Garden here. Los Angeles Dodgers and Don Mattingly part ways. New York less than 24 hours after sweeping the Chicago Cubs in the National League Championship Series. David Matt still had to come down from the high stemming from Mets' impending trip to the World Series. Vienna, Lucas Veselov, the Czech Republic defeated former champion Joe Wilfred Song at 6-4, 6-3, 6-1. 6-4, 3-6, 6-1. The Nursery Bank opened on Thursday, dealing the blow to the Frenchman's chances to qualify for the ATP Finals. Peter Channel News Time, 6:05. Time out for a travel report here on this. On this Thursday evening here, let's take a look at Rhode Island here, where 95 minutes southbound side sold before Route 4 in Warwick here. On Route 4 in the southbound side, get the next around. Route 102, so expect some delays here. 195 in the westbound side, so over the Fall River stretch. 295 in the southbound side, after Route 6 in Johnson to Route 14 here. 146 in the southbound side, before Route 95 in Providence. 95 in the southbound side, it is so before Route 146 in Providence here, in downtown Providence here. 146 in the northbound side, so after Route 99 in Lincoln, Rhode Island here. 95 in the southbound side, it is so after Route 120 in Kenton, and it breaks again from South Main Street in Sharon all the way after Route 495 in Mansfield, and then it breaks again before 295 in Attleboro here. 24 in the southbound side, we got an accident on the ramp to 24 south from 495 south in Raynham, so expect delays from on 24 from 495 to Route 140 in the Raynham Taunton area here. 24 on the southbound side, it did slow after Route 120 in Kenton here. $128 on the northbound side, it is slow from Route 3 in Burlington all the way up in Wakefield here. Route 3 on the southbound side, it is slow from Route 2 in Lexington and all the way out to Great Plain Avenue in Needhamere, and then it breaks again from Route 1 in Norwood all the way out to Route 24 in Canton here. 120 on the northbound side, it is slow from the split all the way out to Route 24 here. Southeast Expressway on the southbound side, so from Route 203 in Dorchester all the way up to the Braintree split. Southeast Expressway northbound side, so from 120 in the Braintree split all the way out to the Mass Pike here. Mass Pike on the westbound side, it is slow from South Boston all the way out to Route 9 in Natick here. And in the Framingham stretch, Mass Pike on the eastbound side, it is so from 128 in Weston all the way out to Newton here. Mass Pike on the eastbound side, slow from Southeast Expressway out to the Logan Airport here. To Middleton on both ends, it is slow on both ends here. 93 on the northbound side, it is slow from the Zakin Bridge all the way up in the Medford here. And then Route 1 on the northbound side, so from Route 16 and Route 16 in Revere here. All the highways in Worcester are looking good here. The Cape Highways are looking good. 6 and 20 are looking good here. Route 3 on the northbound side, so after Route 120 in Burlington all the way up to North Billwick, and then it breaks again from 185 and all the way out to Route 4 in North Chelmsford here. 93 on the northbound side, so from 125 in North Andover all the way up to Route 110 in Methuen near. 195 on the northbound side, so from Route 114 in Andover all the way out to Lawrence here. 195 on the both ends, so on Route 3 in Billwick here. 195 on the southbound side, it is so before Route 2 in Littleton here. Route 2 in the eastbound side, so from Route 60 in Belmont all the way out to Fresh Pond Parkway in Cambridge here. Route 3 on the northbound side, so for the Nashua stretch. Spalding Turnpike on the northbound side, from Portsmouth Park to Route 4 in Durham here. And on the main turnpike on the southbound side, we got an accident in York after the York toll plaza, so expect delays here. And look at that MBTA alerts here at 6:09 here. Green line, deep branch position, moderate delays due to medical emergency. Silver line 1, L1 expansion, moderate delays due to disabled bus, and Silver line L4 expansion, moderate delays due to traffic here. Commuter rail. Looking good, and on the ferries, they are looking good. Here, channel news time, 6:10, time now for our weather report here on this Thursday evening here, and we're seeing some spotty rain showers around 95 in Buckford, and line of rain showers from low Lawrence Naval, stretching up the southeastern New Hampshire, and stretching up to the Severn Maine, and stretching off the Maine coast, and some spotty rain showers around Trail and East Dam here, and a lot of rain showers east of Hannah's on the Cape here, and a line of rain showers off the Long Island coast here. Okay, let's take a look at a 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Here for tonight, we're going to go like this. Chance of showers, mainly before 7 p.m. Most skies got to become, and most of the skies about 43 degrees, and southwest wind about 6 to 11 miles, and becoming northwest of the midnight winds could gust as high as 28 miles by touch base to 30% as you'll enjoy those balmy temperatures because Friday, sun skies, much cooler, about 52 degrees, northward about 6 to 11 miles, because high 22 miles, so you can revert from the short sleeves back to the long sleeves here. Friday night, most skies got about 32 degrees, light off wind, so if you're going to Friday night football like Norton and Austin here, better bundle up because it's going to be chilly out. For Saturday, part sun's got about 34 degrees, light and variable wind. Saturday night, chance of showers may after 5 a.m. Most skies got about 43 degrees and chance base to 30%. Sunday, chance of showers before 11 a.m. Cloud skies high about 61 degrees and chance base to 30%. Saturday night, podcast got about 39 degrees. Monday, most of the podcast got about 54 to about 34 degrees. Tuesday, most of the podcast got about 53 to about 37 degrees. Wednesday, chance of showers, most skies got about 56 degrees. Chance base to 30%. Wednesday, showers likely clouds got about 47 degrees and chance base to 6%. And for Thursday, showers likely clouds got about 62 degrees. Right now, with Norton at 66 degrees, a few clouds, humidity 86%. That is going to be it for the Peter Channel 6 o'clock news on this October 22nd, 2015 on Wednesday. On Thursday, Peter Wiggins, have a good evening with a good positive. See you 11 o'clock for a late night report. Have a good evening.